Hi guys, Mount Vernon Kidder coming to you again. How's everybody doing on their end? As always, I'm here to tell you guys what I think of a certain subject that I know all you guys has probably been in the back of your head, or maybe just been saying, well, there's some news. I wonder what Chris thinks. I'd love to hear his thoughts on this. His kind of his knowledge, in a sense, on the subject. So basically, the Omni Geek High Lord himself of New York, it's yours truly here, is here to give his thoughts on the subject. And the fact is, we heard that Zack Snyder, Warner Brothers slash DC, is gonna try once again to bring their super team to the big screen, the Justice League. Um, Now they've tried this before, back in '06 actually, didn't work out. Uh, but they're here to try it again. And this movie is supposed to be filmed simultaneously, almost back to back with Superman versus Batman. So I'm thinking, I think I read in Entertainment or so that it's supposed to come out 2018, I believe. And and if that's the case, okay. What I'm not here to do is critique or say this is a stupid idea. DC doesn't know what they want to do. They're just, no. What I'm here to give you guys is a little bit of my personal view on it, as well as some routes that I think DC should take in terms of that I feel that may work for them, especially for their super team. Okay, so first of all, let me get out this part. Am I happy? Not necessarily. I'm 50-50. 50-50. There's a 50% of me is happy for DC. They're trying to do it again. But the other part of me is very scared. And let me tell you why. To me, when I look at what DC's trying to do, they're trying to get their own DC cinematic universe off the ground. Because let's face it, Marvel is, they've taken that ball and they're running with it. And they're not stopping. They ain't stopping. And if you get in their way, they're going to run your ass over. That's personally how I feel about it. And DC's just trying to keep up. The part of me is also they're trying too fast. That's what I'm looking at. They're trying so fast and they want to please the fans so much that they're not looking at the necessarily the bigger picture of, maybe we need to slow down. Let's do it one step at a time. Okay? Because I can patiently wait. I'm a patient guy. I can wait. I can wait. And if it takes them 3 years, 2, 4, just to finally figure out that they got a plan, they know where to run with it, hit it. I can wait. But I don't want them to just feel that they have to thrust us into, or thrust a movie out, or shovel a movie out without a great creative team, great idea, good story, you name it, and not just a lot of flash and bazaar, you know. So that's a little bit of why I'm a little fearful of this. Um, but on the other side, I am happy for them. Do I want? I've always said this. I go on record to say, guys, do I want DC to succeed? Yes, I do. I want everybody to succeed. I want Marvel and I want DC. I want DC to realize that, yeah, okay, we could do this. We just have to plan. And sometimes you always got to come with a plan. Sometimes the plans work. And what's that old saying that Hannibal used to always say? I love it when a plan comes together. It works. That works sometimes. That works. Sometimes you just can't shovel us with something. And with with what we kept hearing, with all the news and things coming out of Superman, Batman. I don't even know if that's even what the movie's going to be called. Keep hearing this character is going to be in it. This character is going to be in it. This character, and that character, and this blah blah blah. It's like, stop. Like, stop. Like, now you're throwing in these characters. Just what is the purpose? That's another fear. I haven't said that, but I am 50-50. I wanted to. I'm not fully on board. I can easily jump off if I need to. Now, there's going to probably be some DC marks out there, and I'm probably going to get some slack because some DC fans, hardcore DC fans, are going to be like, "Oh well, you see that this is spoken like a true Marvel guy." How many times have I told you guys I'm not in either camps? I can walk through any camp I want and get respect. I'm not just in one camp. I'm not in the Marvel camp. I'm not in the DC camp. I'm Omni, baby, as I've always said. But, yeah, Zack Snyder. His resume is not that bad, and I wonder what his vision for this movie is, being that it's going to be supposedly after the previous film that he's directing. So that's kind of interesting, and we'll probably see his dynamic on it of what he has a vision for. But here's what I feel DC and Warner Brothers need to feel that they should kind of think about doing for this movie. Okay? First thing first. 1A that I've always said, they don't have to go the Marvel Cinematic Universe route, but they do, but I feel that taking bits and pieces, especially of what worked for the Avengers, and add it into that. Take what went wrong with the Avengers and improve on that. You understand what I'm saying? So you take a little bit of what is going right for the Marvel Cinematic Universe in terms of what went right for their big uber team, the Avengers, and you see where it worked for them, and you employ it to them. Don't feel that, don't let your ego, don't let DC, I'm saying this because I don't let the egos push you to like, well, we got to do this and be better and blah, 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 blah. Got to be better, got to be bigger, further, faster, harder. We got to bring the ante that Avengers didn't bring. I don't feel that. To me, I don't need a lot of Flash. What I need, and I mean that not the hero Flash, but what I need, good story. You'll keep me glued to the movie with a good story. If it's a good story, I'm all for it. So yeah, take a little bit of that. Take a little bit. Also, once again, it's worked for the Marvel Universe, Marvel Cinematic Universe. It is working. And what is that one thing, no matter what you may say about the Marvel Cinematic movies, no matter what critique or critics and everything you say, oh, there's too much of this and too much of that. Here's something that I feel that another play that the DC side of the track should think about. What's one thing that we almost always is looking for when it comes to those movies? We're looking for seeing what tidbits are they going to put in those movies in terms of that post-credit scene or the pre-credit scene. We're always looking at what little what they're going to add and get us watering for the next movie. I feel DC should do that too. If they want to bring their cinematic universe to a big fold, I think they should do that way too. They need to give us a little bit of what's to come. Like, okay, well, let's say, okay, well, let's say, they do, let's say at the end of the Justice League movie or so, they don't add a certain character into it or something like that. But then we see a critique, a little peek, sneak peek. Like, let's say, for example, at the end of the Justice League movie, for example, uh, we see what happens to the Justice League, and a guy. Here's how I envision it. A guy is reading the paper, and it's reading about the Justice League and everything like that. And all of a sudden, maybe he gets robbed, and hey, give back my wallet, blah blah blah. And the robber is too fast and things like that, and he ducks into an alley or blah blah blah, and all of a sudden, chink, he gets pinned to the wall by an arrow. See that? That's it. Oh, whoa! Hey, that's Arrow. That's Green Arrow. We finally get to see. Okay, then they're introducing stuff like that. Stuff like that. That's just I'm just coming up with this stuff off the top of my head. But that's something that I always feel that maybe they should do that. That could work wonders, in my opinion. That can work. It works. Once again, don't let your egos cloud your judgment with the subject. It could work. So that's another thing. The other thing that I feel, B or C or whatever, take what was the difference? You could also play this off being a lot different than Avengers once again, and saying the team is already established. Wouldn't that be an interesting take? And I wasn't the only one that said it. I read that someone else thought that would be a good idea, and I was glad to see someone else was thinking like me. Not everybody thinks like me, and that's what makes, to me, great, is that we all have our own opinions. The next thing I feel that is the lineup. That's the scariest thing also for me, is what is this Justice League lineup going to be? Now, with me, guys, I am not a big fan of odd number teams. I hate odd number teams. I don't like it. I might, if it was in my perfect world, in my comic book worlds, my teams have got to be even. It has to be an even team. So 6, 8, 10, 12. That I need my teams to be even. I can't have, because then with even, you can break them up into smaller teams and things like that. Now, another thing, and still going with the team, diversity. Indeed. I feel that what would also separate the Justice League first lineup, first movie from the Avengers, is diversity. Diversity. Now, we heard that they've casted Cyborg is going to be in, Superman versus Batman, whatever. But to me, I feel that if they do go that route, which it may look like they are going to go, I'm going to be a little bit like, I really wish, because with all due respect to Jeff Johns, I really don't want Jeff Johns' lineup, actually. I don't. I really don't. Honestly, the lineup that I want for this movie is Morrison's lineup. So, correct me if I'm wrong in this one, guys. So that was Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Martian Manhunter, John Jones, Green Lantern, and I believe Flash. So that's 7. So I guess, yeah, then you could add one more member. That's because, like I said, I don't like odd number teams. I'm just like that. But yeah, that's kind of the way I feel about it. As well as the one thing I also think Mr. Schneider should think about doing, and Warner Bros. Should think about, and fat chance of it happening, because once again, if it was in my world, this is what I would do, is take inspiration from the animated series. That worked. Take inspiration from that series. Look how that Justice League team came together. That team was diverse, wasn't it? And it worked. And that's why I also think that Warner Brothers and Zack Snyder all them should have, once again, this is just me, Bruce Timm as a consultant on maybe the roster. What would get people to see this movie? Not just because, oh, it's a Justice League movie. No, no. Get a little bit of a feel like, okay, we got some diversity here. This is a little bit different from the Avengers. This is, wait, okay, we got Amazons, we got this, we got African, this, that, we got aliens, but things like that. Try to go a little bit diverse. What was the other idea I had? The other thing I wanted. Okay, and simply put, I guess the other thing is also in terms of the enemy, right? Yes, the enemy. The one thing I've always liked about the Avengers. Why did the Avengers come together? They're called the Avengers, and it's true, they are avenging something. Something's got to be avenged. But it's also to handle a threat no one superhero can handle. Now, there's got to be a threat that's going to bring the likes of a powerhouse, have a powerhouse like Superman, and Wonder Woman, and Aquaman, and John Jones, and all whoever's in this movie come together when someone like Superman can't handle it by himself. You know what I'm saying? So there's got to be a threat. Now, in the original Justice League, what was the first threat? They fought the invasion of Starro. Now, I don't think Starro is a great villain for a cinematic movie that's going to have my generation kind of like, my generation will probably like, well, they're taking inspiration from the debut. Okay, but you need a villain that's going to capture those ordinary moviegoers that's going to be like, I can see now. You put Star, and they're like, an average moviegoer's like, okay, they're fighting a giant starfish alien. Who's going to buy into that? So, yeah. With that being further ado, yeah, I think you need somebody like a Darkseid, or a Mongol, or an invasion of an alien race, but be different. And hell, if it means the Justice League come together to face Brainiac, I'll take it, because honestly, right now, I cannot see the Justice League come together just to face Lex fucking Luthor. Hell no. Okay? No way. So you need a villain, a big bad villain, that's going to give this team a fight. And this team has to come together to deal with this. Now, once again, then that's like, okay, then yeah, then Chris, you're saying, yeah, then they need to take a little bit of what Johns has done. His first issues were him the Justice League versus Darkseid. Maybe. But I don't feel that they need to go too much. Personally, with me, what I also feel that they shouldn't do, this is just me. 52 wise, don't go that route. Don't go that route. Personally, with me, keep it pre-52 as much as you can. Maybe add bits and pieces of New 52, but keep it pre-52. That's the way I look at it. But the roster, and honestly, my dream roster for this movie is simple. This is my roster. And if you don't like it, hey, too bad. My roster is, we can always already guess that the Trinity is going to be in that movie. Correct? All right. No problem. No problem. Trinity, fine. Aquaman, I want in that movie. I damn sure want in that movie. It's high time Aquaman gets the respect that he deserves and has earned. And people to stop looking at this guy from what happened way back in the 70s with that damn cartoon. He's not a joke. He's not somebody to be looked at as a crappy character. You showcase what Arthur Curry can do, and you got magic. So yeah, so that was what? That was 4. Flash, yes. I always feel a speedster is always deserving on a team. Speedster is a must on a team. It works. That's 5. 6. John Jones. Put John Jones. Put Martian on that team. Put Manhunter on that team. 7. Green Lantern. Yeah. Put Green Lantern. Now, which Green Lantern? That's the key right there. I said diversity. Would it be okay if we introduced basically John Stewart, Green Lantern, on the team, and mention that, well, mention how Jordan say he's out in space, but John is like patroller of Sector 2814, Earth. And number 8, once again, is, I feel, tech or magic. So you can think of somebody magical. And to me, I would want another female on this team, so I'm going with Zatanna. Or someone like that. That's just me. That's my dream lineup for the event, for the Justice League movie. But what do I know? I'm just a fan, and we probably won't get that. But I say odds are the 5 that I mentioned, or 6, I think we may get. But if not, I don't know. But that's basically it, guys. That's all I wanted to talk about for this 2018 supposedly Justice League movie. Am I excited? Am I jumping for joy? No, I'm not. I am strategically balanced, 50-50. I want to see some, I want to see some product from basically, going forward with it, some kind of tidbits of, okay, well, here we go. Here's some of what's going to happen, So I'm slow. I'm very patient about it. I'm not jumping up for joy like other people. I'm happy, but not. I'm more worried about anything. But if it succeeds and it does well, then I'm gonna give a complete thumbs up and be like, you know what? They did it. There you go. Well done. Well played. And I will tip my hat to DC and Zack Snyder and everybody like that and be like, congratulations, you did it. But the one thing I don't want them to do is feel that they need to go harder, faster, further, anything like that, just to beat the competition. That's one thing I don't want. Is them that we gotta go harder, we gotta go faster, we gotta put the production up bigger than what Marvel did. Because if you do that, then you're failing. You're gonna fail. Just do the best you can, as you can, and as a fan, I'm gonna be satisfied no matter what. As long as you give it your try, even if the movie cost to make is 200 mil and it only makes about a quarter of that, but it gave it your best, I'm gonna be happy. But if you just trying to be better than the other side of the tracks, then I'm not gonna take that. I'm gonna be like, no, see, they tried too hard. But that's just me. And to any hardcore DC fan that is only just DC fans that feel that I'm being too hard on them, or you know what, it's my opinion. If you don't like it, that's your problem. I always keep it 100% real. And if you don't like my realness, then hey, what do you got to say about it? But other than that, guys, this is Mount Vernon Kid saying peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real, guys, as always. That's my thoughts on for Justice League film and what I would want to see, and other things like that. You guys take care. I'll see you guys next time.